Did everything seem to just click tonight? I mean, the shots looked harder, the pace seemed really fast.
Well, the pace was very good. We want to be a fast team. We want to be a fast organization. That's something that Donnie preaches, that I preach. And fast isn't just how you skate. It's the predictability of what we're doing with the puck, without the puck. Because if all five guys are on the same page, it allows you to play fast. The decision making needs to be fast. All those things. So we played a fast style tonight, which was very good to see. I think we'll get lost in tonight's game though, because we scored 7. Is how good Upi was in the first 10 minutes of the game, because we weren't good enough in the first 10 minutes of the game. Syracuse was excellent. And that we easily could have been down 2-0 10 minutes in, and then it's a completely different game. He was so good in the first 10 minutes. He allowed us to get our feet under us, and then we played a lot better after that.
I mean, you mentioned the 7 goals, but is it a good indication that, there's 7 different goal scorers on the sheet here tonight?
That was something I was really happy to see, is the depth of scoring. All 4 lines had goals. I think all 4 lines scored 5-on-5 goals. Something we've really been working on in practice, in video, working with the young forwards about scoring 5-on-5 and the price that you have to pay to score 5-on-5. 5-on-5 goals are difficult. So that was really good to see that all lines contributed. We got some really nice line rush goals, but we got some greasy net front, screen, tip, rebound type goals. All those things are very important to see. So that was nice.
Bartkowski, you tried to recruit him at RPI years ago. After that goal tonight, you happy to have him on your team now?
Yeah, finally I got him. I was like Ben Holmstrom last year, where I knew him as a 15, 16-year-old, and you get him, 20 years later, whatever it is. I offered Bartkowski a scholarship, I think 16 years ago. He is, he's just an unbelievable presence. He's kind of a dude, and he's got a real kind of cowboy way about him, and he's calm, and he's good for our young guys, and he knows how to play, and obviously it was a heck of a goal on top of it.
His wife back going to the net more this year than he did last year was been his secret.
Yeah, I think that Linus had a really good rookie year. If the growth he showed in his game away from the puck, how hard he back checked, how hard he hunted pucks on the forecheck. He had 39 points. That would have been talked about a lot if Quinton Paterka didn't have 70, right? He's doubled down on his work this offseason, and then this fall. His daily habits are impeccable right now. He's one of the first guys at the rink. He's one of the first guys in the shooting room. His practices are excellent. He's staying on the puck more. He's hunting pucks on the forecheck more. He's cutting people's hands off. He's never, everybody has to be physically engaged. Brett Murray might run a guy over because of his size. Linus needs to just cut the guy's hands off, get inside position, and take the puck. And he's doing those things. And then when he has the puck, he's very talented. So he is playing in harder areas, and he's getting rewarded. And I thought that line was excellent tonight.
What keeps Bartkowski going? Not that he's really old, but he's mid-30s now. What keeps him going?
I'm sure. I mean, you'd have to ask him, but I'm sure love of the game. He didn't make it just on skill, right? And so he made it on toughness and competitiveness and defending and blocking shots. And to do that and to want to do that over and over and over and over as long as he has, you have to love it. You have to love the game. You have to love being at the rink. You have to love the work that goes into being a great player, and practice and weight room and all that. And I'm sure, like a lot of guys, you love the camaraderie of being on a team. So he's a really good find for us. It's been great to have him. I think the other thing I'd say is that we talked about Byro's line. Mason Yop's line tonight was outstanding. Yopst, Warren, and Anders Bjork were very difficult to play against. Fast, competitive, and also made plays. So that was great to see from those guys.
Sorry.
You go ahead.
They also seem to get under the skin of a couple defenders as well.
Well, that's the way. That's the way that when Anders came down and he and I spent time talking about trying to help him get his game back to where we all believe it can get to, and he was playing that style. That Boston was one of the best teams in the NHL that year. He had good points. He played a lot of minutes, and when he's playing a north-based pest hunt style, he's a really good hockey player. And it's fun. Now it's been a couple games in a row. You're starting to see that identity start coming back into him. And Brendan Warren has really embraced that throughout his time with us in Rochester.
Now, last time you guys faced the Syracuse Crunch was about 2 weeks ago in Syracuse, and you guys lost 6-2. And now we see the script flipped, and you guys just won 7-2. How does that feel to, like I said, flip that script?
Yeah, it was a good. It was good. Obviously, they beat us up in their building. We held serve in our building before, so we held serve again. So being at home is certainly an advantage. I know how good they are. Their forward group is so talented, and they make so many plays. They're really good at making lateral plays, and they're hard to defend against. So that was a good response tonight. What I really like, though, is from the miserable game Friday in Laval, the response Saturday in Laval, and then tonight. We talked about that before the game, that great teams don't have to learn the same lesson over and over and over, right? Great teams learn a lesson. We were horrible. We talked and showed why we were. We changed it Saturday, but can we keep going on it and improve and keep growing instead of having to learn that lesson again and falling back into that trap? So that was good to see that we didn't go back to what we looked like Friday. We were trying to build off how we looked on Saturday.
Kisikoff?
Kisikoff's upper body.
The time frame.
Week, hopefully next week. Patrick?
Yeah, just one for me, Seth. With a player like Bartkowski, he's obviously been a lot of different stops. With a player like him, do you find that he brings a little bit of elements from all the different teams he's been with, and how do you kind of work that to your advantage in the lineup?
Yeah, the level of experience he has. We knew we were getting a good player, but we also knew we as an organization are very diligent about the character that we bring into our locker room, because the last couple of years we've been very young and we have a lot of very important prospects in our organization. We want to surround them with great people that are real pros. I know some guys that have played with him, and I called those guys that I've coached at the national program, or guys that I know from my days in college. And before we signed them, I called those guys to make sure that we're adding not just a good hockey player, but the kind of human and competitor that we want to surround our young prospects with. And he's that in spades.